Imagine blowing out candles on your 100th birthday cake, surrounded by grandchildren and great-grandchildren, walking on your own, remembering names, smiling wide with eyes full of light. It sounds like a dream, but for many people around the world, it's reality. There are communities in Japan, Italy, Greece, Costa Rica, even parts of the US where people regularly live past 100. Not just longer, but healthier, happier, and more alive. What's their secret? That's what scientists have asked for decades. But the answer isn't one pill, one diet, or one exercise. It's a set of patterns, a way of living that supports life at every level. Hi, I'm Dr. Thomas Carter. I've spent over 30 years working with older adults, and I've studied the world's longest living people in depth. And today, I want to share 5 powerful lessons that centenarians, people over 100, have taught us about living longer, stronger, and with more peace. These lessons aren't just about what you do, but how you see the world. Let's begin. 1. Move naturally, not occasionally. When you ask someone who's 102, "What's your exercise routine?" they'll often smile and say something like, "Exercise? I just live." That's because the world's longest living people don't work out the way we do. They move all day long, naturally. They garden, walk to visit friends, sweep, cook, lift, bend, tend animals, carry groceries, dance. Their lives are designed around movement, not built to avoid it. Why it works: keeps joints lubricated, maintains strength and balance, regulates blood sugar and blood pressure, supports mental clarity and memory, boosts longevity hormones like BDNF and nitric oxide. Modern life is full of chairs, screens, and shortcuts, but every hour we spend still is an hour our body falls asleep. What you can do? Walk more often, even 10 minutes a few times a day. Stand while folding laundry. Use stairs instead of elevators. Garden even with pots on a balcony. Keep your hands busy, knitting, chopping, cleaning. Dance to your favorite old song. Longevity isn't about crushing a workout. It's about staying in motion, gently and often, for a lifetime. 2. Eat until you're almost full, not stuffed. In Okinawa, Japan, they have a simple phrase, hara hachi bu. It means eat until you're 80% full. This alone may explain why Okinawans have some of the lowest rates of heart disease, obesity, and dementia in the world. When you overeat, even healthy food, your body has to work harder to digest, spike blood sugar and insulin, store extra fat, deal with inflammation, and divert energy away from repair. But when you eat just enough, your body feels light, regulates hormones better, activates longevity genes like FOXO3, and has energy left over to heal and renew. Centenarians tend to eat lots of vegetables, beans and legumes, whole grains, small portions of fish, little dairy or red meat, very little processed food. And they eat slowly, with company and gratitude. What you can do? Use smaller plates. Chew thoroughly, 20+ times per bite. Pause halfway through your meal and ask, "Am I satisfied?" Avoid eating in front of screens. Say a short word of thanks before meals. Living long doesn't mean eating less forever, just eating smarter and with more intention. 3. Belong to something and don't go it alone. Ask a centenarian what keeps them going, and many will say, "My family, my church, my neighbors, the people who need me." Longevity isn't just about what you eat, it's about who you eat with. Across all long-living cultures, one thing is constant: a strong sense of community, faith, and connection. Here's why it matters. Reduces loneliness, a major risk factor for disease and early death. Provides emotional regulation through support. Gives a sense of responsibility and purpose. Encourages healthier habits. Lowers rates of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. In Sardinia, Italy, older men gather daily to talk and play cards. In Loma Linda, California, Sabbath dinners and church bring families together weekly. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, multi-generational homes are common. What you can do? Reach out to a friend or neighbor, even just by phone. Join a group with shared values: church, choir, club, community kitchen. Attend local events for older adults. Host small dinners or coffee gatherings, even once a month. Say yes when someone invites you. Volunteer, even 1 to 2 hours a week. You don't need dozens of friends, just a few people who truly know you. Even small connections extend life because they lighten the load we're carrying.
4. Let go of stress before it gets stuck. Life is full of stress, even for centenarians. They've survived wars, losses, health scares, and more. But here's the difference. Long-living people don't let stress linger in their bodies. They move through it. They pray, they walk, they garden, they laugh, they forgive. Because when stress stays inside, it becomes toxic. It raises cortisol, blood pressure, and inflammation. It weakens immunity, digestion, memory, and sleep. Over time, it shortens life. But when you have daily ways to release stress, everything changes. Centenarians often take time to rest in the middle of the day. Wake up with prayer or quiet moments. Stay close to nature. Talk things out instead of bottling it up. Laugh often, even about hard things. Let go of grudges and regrets. What you can do? Take 5 deep breaths with your hand on your belly. Write down your worries before bed and leave them on paper. Walk outside every day, even for 10 minutes. Water your plants slowly. Hug someone you love. Forgive someone who didn't say sorry. Stress is not always a choice, but how you carry it is. And your heart, your brain, your gut, they all feel the weight. 5. Live with purpose, even the smallest kind. When a person loses their why, their how begins to fade. But when you wake up with a reason, no matter how small, your body responds with vitality. In Okinawa, they call it ikigai, a reason to get up in the morning. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, they say plan de vida. In every long-living culture, people over 100 have this in common. They still have something to offer, something to care for, someone to show up for. Purpose activates brain function, immune strength, cardiovascular health, hormonal balance, and emotional resilience. It gives structure to your day, meaning to your choices, and hope for tomorrow. Purpose can be tending your garden, cooking for someone you love, teaching your grandchildren a skill, sharing your story, praying for your community, feeding stray cats, learning a new language, reading to someone who can't see. The act itself doesn't need to be big, but it needs to be real to you. Because people don't stop living when they grow old. They grow old when they stop living with meaning. Let's recap the 5 life lessons from the longest living people on Earth. Move naturally throughout the day. Not workouts, just life in motion. Eat until you're 80% full. Lightness over fullness. slow over fast. Stay connected to others. Family, faith, friendship, all medicine. Let go of daily stress, not by force, but by habit and softness. Live with purpose, even a small one. The smallest meaning can extend the biggest life. These people aren't chasing youth. They're living fully, gracefully, and with deep presence. If any of these lessons speak to you, just comment "yes" below, or share which one you already live by. And if you're still wondering whether it's too late to start, remember this: you're not too old and it's not too late. If this video gave you insight, please like the video, share it with someone you want to grow old with, and subscribe to HeathHub for natural tips to age better, live longer, and smile deeper. I'm Dr. Thomas Carter, and I'll leave you with the most powerful lesson of all. The best time to start living well was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.